That's what unions are about, in my view, about providing dignity and respect for people who bust their neck. That's why I created the White House Task Force on Worker Organization Empowerment, to make sure the choice to join a union belongs to workers alone. And by the way, Amazon, here we come. Watch.
Oh, damn, watch. Amazon, here we come. Biden's in the house. We're coming for you, Amazon. And people were excited. Why wouldn't you be excited about that? I do want to come for Amazon. Phrasing. Bernie Sanders was exciting on Twitter. He tweeted, President Biden is right. Amazon, here we come. Let's get every Amazon worker in a union. And so, wait, why is this a good reason to criticize him? John, you're being unfair. He's speaking out in favor of unionization. Yes, he is technically doing that. Unfortunately, the linear flow of time continued after that statement. And that is when politics got involved. So according to Olivia Knox on Twitter, senior Amazon executive Jay Carney, who was Joe Biden's communications director during the Obama administration, began emailing Ron Klain, and lobbyists got involved. And then all of a sudden it went a little bit less away from the area of like, yeah, we're gonna get Amazon to the nuance and the weakness and the backtracking. And take a look at that.
Can I ask, President Biden today told union members, Amazon, here we come. Was he endorsing the efforts of workers to unionize Amazon facilities?
What he was not doing is sending a message that he or the US government would be directly involved in any of these efforts or take any direct action. What he was conveying is that is his longtime support for collective bargaining, for the rights of workers to organize, and their decision to do exactly that in this case. Something that he has long supported broadly over the course of his career.
Okay, so it started off with, look out, Amazon, we're coming for you, yeah! And now he broadly supports when workers want to unionize. We're not involved, we're not saying anything, and we're not coming for Amazon, but it's okay? I don't know, Waz. It started off exciting, and it quickly, like the lobbyists got involved, and they were backpedaling, and now it's weak as hell.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that clip that of Biden delivering to those union members, I got a little bit emotional. It was pretty cool to see him get behind that effort in a way that, quite frankly, man, if you look at some of the major Democrats in both the House and the Senate, it's been basically crickets about that Amazon unionization effort in Staten Island, which ended up being a victory for the workers. So I will say that, but this is what I will say that's most important. Joe Biden's NLRB, they threw out that first Bessemer, Alabama vote and was like, Amazon did some chicanery, some cheating. They're gonna have to have another one. This vote is much closer. They're still counting ballots. I think in ways where he could sort of, or his administration could put their thumb on the scale in favor of unions, they've tried. And I think that clip, honestly, is just the beauty of Joe Biden, is that he's unpredictable and he goes off script and he will be off the cuff sometimes. And that's what happened with Amazon. I think he genuinely wants to see Amazon become unionized.
Yeah, so maybe I am being fair in the end. Maybe Psaki's trying to be really defensive. Psaki's fielding these calls from Carney and his cronies and all these. Maybe Biden is a little bit more, and you're not wrong. There have been places where they've gotten a little bit more involved, or those efforts have been taken during the Biden administration. I just saw earlier today, one of the heads of the NLRB put out a memo calling for increased oversight over these captive audience anti-union meetings, like basically trying to stop corporations from being able to get away with having those. And so that's good. My point generally though, even if it might not be 100% accurate in this case, is it's the backing off and the not. Yeah. It's not being brave. And overall, my point about Fox is like, they're not gonna criticize him as being insufficiently pro-labor like we just did, because they don't want him to be pro-labor. Like, we can criticize him for going back on his promises to cancel student loan debt, But they can't really do that because they don't want him to cancel student loan debt. If he's not doing enough to raise the minimum wage, they can't really criticize him because they don't want there to be a minimum wage. There are all of these. Oh, continue.
And the right wing, to your point, John, you're so right, is they're so out of practice with how to attack labor. Like back in the days, they knew how to do it. Like it's vaguely Jewish and communist, and the mafia is involved with the Teamsters, and this is evil and boogie, boogie, woogie, woogie. You know, like they're so out of practice with how to attack labor. They can't do it, like, because their viewers would be like, wait, why shouldn't the workers unionize? Why shouldn't they get paid more? Why shouldn't they have a say in what goes on in their work conditions? They don't know how to effectively attack these people because back in the days, we knew exactly how they were doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that is why they're left in all these really difficult positions. Like you're saying, like they're complaining that gas prices are going up because they're like, oh, that's like an easy way to seem as if I'm on the side of like the working class.
Guy?
Exactly. Oh, so what would you like to do about it? Crickets. You don't hear anything. If you hear anything, it's boogie, boogie, woogie, woogie. But you don't hear actual solutions because they don't want to do any solutions. They don't have a problem with high gas prices. It's not even that they don't have any.
You're right. They don't want these things to be solved. All of this stuff is perfectly fine as is. But yeah, like that's been one of the most fascinating parts about Biden's presidency is like all of the stuff that they used against Obama. It just doesn't. It doesn't have the same sting. Like when they start talking about, oh, he's pro-immigrant. It's like, the implications were obvious. It's like, he's black, so clearly he doesn't belong here. Clearly he's down with the, those crazy people that are crossing our borders all the time. Like they can't do those things to Biden because he's old and white. So it's like, they're wrong-footed by Biden's existence.
Yeah, that's yet another form of white privilege for Joe Biden. It protects him from some attacks by Fox News. Yeah, it's insane. And so they have to, politics always have to be ridiculous and shallow. That's why they talk about tan suits and latte salutes. And whether his like mind is gone and everything, or the specific criticism that seem like they're policy based or just absurd. The idea that we have an open border, well, that's just not true. That seems like a substantive critique, but it's not founded in reality. And I get it. Like for some people, the shallower stuff can be fun. But politics is about real stuff. And so I just say you should be able to demand a host that can do both. So we're gonna criticize Trump on the substance, we're also gonna call him ugly. We can do both of those things at the same time, damn it. Anyway.
Also, Jay Carney doing his back office dealings, and it's just another reminder of how like truly sucky Barry's presidency and his regime was. Like these guys have proven themselves over time to like really suck. John, I don't know, like I'm just constantly reminded that like these people are just in the way of any meaningful progress in the world.
Exactly, yeah, we knew they were pretty bad during the Obama administration, but in the years since, so many of them have just become even worse.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.